In the middle of a silent, endless desert where the horizon stretches like a golden ocean, a lonely container vehicle sits under the brutal, unforgiving sun. The heat is so intense that the air itself seems to shimmer, creating waves that dance above the sand like invisible flames. There are no trees, no buildings, no signs of life, only wind, sand, and the harsh sunlight that dominates everything. And yet, in this empty land, something extraordinary is about to happen. A man arrives, an Englishman with a calm but determined expression, wearing a hat to protect his face from the burning rays. He steps out slowly, taking a moment to feel the dryness of the air and the weight of the heat pressing down on his shoulders. He looks around as if searching for something, then his eyes settle on the container vehicle. It looks old, tired and forgotten, like it has been abandoned here for years. Its metal body is faded and dusty, scratched and dented from time and travel. The paint is peeling, the corners are rusty, and the doors look heavy and worn. But the man doesn't see a broken vehicle. He sees potential. He sees a future home. He sees shade, comfort, and a dream waiting to be built. He walks closer, slowly circling the container like an artist examining a blank canvas. From every angle, he studies the structure, its height, its length, its stability, and its condition. He runs his hand along the metal surface, feeling the roughness of rust and the heat trapped in the steel. He reaches for the container doors and pulls them open with effort. The doors make a loud creaking sound as if they have not been opened in ages. Slowly, the doors swing wide, revealing a dark interior filled with dust and scattered items. The smell of old metal and dry sand fills the air. The inside is messy. There are broken pieces of wood, rusted tools, old packaging, dirty cloth, and useless junk thrown everywhere. It looks like a storage room that was never cleaned, a place that has been forgotten. The man steps inside, his boots crunching on debris. He looks around, imagining the transformation. He can already picture a clean wooden floor, a small kitchen, a bed, and warm lights. But before anything beautiful can be built, everything ugly must be removed. So he starts cleaning. He begins by pulling out the large items first, dragging heavy junk toward the doors and throwing it outside onto the sand. One by one, he removes broken materials, dusty bags, old metal parts, and useless waste. The work is hard, and the desert heat makes it even more difficult. Sweat runs down his face and neck, but he does not stop. He continues clearing the container, pushing out everything that does not belong. He uses a broom to sweep the dust, then sweeps again and again until the floor becomes visible. He wipes the walls, scrapes away dirt, and removes spiderwebs from the corners. It is now ready for the next stage, restoration. The man steps outside for a moment, drinks water, and looks at the empty container with satisfaction. This is the beginning of something great. Now, he begins repairing the damaged parts. He inspects the interior carefully, looking for weak areas, holes, or rusted sections. He finds places where the metal has corroded and he marks them. Then he starts repairing. He uses tools to cut out damaged metal and replace it with stronger material. He reinforces the walls where needed, ensuring the structure is safe and solid. He fixes dents and straightens bent corners. He seals cracks to prevent sand and insects from entering. Each repair makes the container stronger and more stable. After repairing, he moves to painting the interior. Painting is not just for beauty, it also protects the metal from further rust and damage. He applies a primer first, covering the surface evenly. Then he paints the walls with a fresh, clean color, making the space feel bright and modern. As the paint dries, the container begins to look like a new room rather than an old storage box. The transformation is already visible, but the biggest change comes next, the flooring. A cabin needs warmth and comfort, and nothing creates that better than a wooden floor. The man decides to build a strong floor using wooden planks. He brings in wood, measures carefully, and begins cutting planks to the right size. He works with precision, ensuring each piece fits perfectly. He sands the wood, smoothing rough edges. Then he starts installing the floor, placing each plank carefully and securing it firmly. The sound of wood against wood echoes inside the container, and with every plank, the cabin becomes more real. Soon, the cold metal floor is completely covered, replaced by a warm wooden surface that makes the container feel cozy and welcoming. With the floor complete, the man steps back and looks around. The container is no longer empty and lifeless, it now feels like the foundation of a home. Next, he begins building the interior layout. First, he builds the kitchen area. He installs cabinets, creates a countertop, and sets up space for cooking. He ensures everything is functional and neat. The kitchen is compact but well designed. Then he moves to the sleeping area. He builds a bed frame and places a comfortable mattress. He arranges it so that it fits perfectly without wasting space. He adds storage underneath, making the cabin more practical. After the bed, he places a sofa in the sitting area. The sofa creates a relaxing corner where someone can sit, rest, and enjoy the quiet desert view. And the man continues adding details. He installs shelves for storage. He places small decorations to make the space feel warm. He adds curtains or coverings for privacy. The cabin begins to feel like a real home, not just a container. Then he steps outside again to work on the windows. The windows are important because they allow light and air, but they must also protect from heat and sand. He repairs the frames, seals gaps, and ensures the glass is strong. He cleans the windows until they shine. He checks them again and again, making sure they close properly. Once the windows are fixed, he paints the exterior of the container. The outside is what the world will see first, and he wants it to look beautiful. He chooses a fresh color, applying paint evenly across the metal surface. The container now looks new, like a modern cabin placed in the desert. The final step is electricity and lighting. Without light, the cabin cannot function at night. And in the desert, energy must be smart and sustainable, so the man decides to use solar power. The desert sun is strong and it provides endless energy. He climbs onto the roof and installs a solar panel. He secures it firmly, making sure it can handle wind and sandstorms. He connects wiring carefully, ensuring everything is safe. Then he installs lights inside the cabin. He places them in the right spots above the kitchen, near the bed, and in the sitting area. When he finally turns the system on, the lights glow warmly, filling the cabin with comfort. At night, while the desert becomes cold and silent, this cabin stands like a glowing shelter in the darkness. The man steps back and looks at what he has created. The man sits on the sofa inside his new cabin, looking out through the clean windows of the vast desert landscape. He feels proud, because he didn't just restore a container. He built a dream. He built comfort in the harshest place. He built the home where no one expected one to exist.